That's it, just like that. Put the lock on, we're recording. Kind of wondering if there's any way I can... Oh, that's pretty good. So this will work fine in this situation. But the thing is, in the summer I won't be wearing a jacket like this with the pocket like this. So the other thing you could do is you could get a piece of like a lace or a piece of string. And that wouldn't work because I was going to go, you could tie it around your neck, but the microphone would be pointing down. It might still work. And you could just hang it around your neck. But it's pretty handy. Pretty easy to use as well. You just kind of unlock the hold and then turn it on, and there's that kind of magic button that you just under the on-off switch, and once you press that button it actually goes into record mode itself. You don't have to do anything else. Just waving to Flo. She passes by to do all the shopping. Looks like she's going to Moscone first. And I'm going to try and go and bring Tuco for a walk. Put the trail camera out. Yeah. Two girls passed me playing hip-hop music. One of them waving their arm around. They look like two characters from what's that comedy show? Something Britain. That woman is either completely insane talking to herself out loud, or she's got some kind of telephone device that I didn't quite make out. do it to yourself. It's the worst thing you could do to yourself. So make it easy on yourself. Make it easy on yourself. I hope a day never comes that I wake up and I think, God, I've wasted so many years. I hope that never comes. God, I should have done a lot more than I did. I think I've kind of lived my life the way I wanted to. Perhaps not all the time, and I made big mistakes with alcohol. But the situation I'm in now suits me. I was someone that would struggle if I was in an environment where I had to be creative, because it was a job thing. And I'm on a movie set with lots of other people, and feeling under pressure because I don't know what to do. I mean, I had plenty of that in drama school. It just didn't suit me. I didn't know where to begin. There's no comparing that kind of a professional career with just kind of uploading little spontaneous videos of yourself every now and again. It's just not the same thing. And so I should never have any regrets, because it's it would just be false to think that I could have coped in a world like that without any problems. I don't know how to put that. It's not me. I couldn't do it. It's the same as thinking thinking I could go on a tennis court and just smash tennis balls with heavy topspin over the net to an opponent all day. Or I could go to the snooker halls and I could just knock in the balls left, right and centre, and, you know, successively get breaks of up to 50. Those things are easy to imagine, but I couldn't do them. And it's the same to think, I could have been a great actor, could have done all this stuff, could have improvised, could have played any part. See, it's just nonsense, because I couldn't, really. I can only do very specific things that only I get the motivation. But even YouTube, you know, I do a few videos one week and then I'm kind of out of ideas. So I should never have this feeling of regret that I didn't live up to some kind of potential. The fact of the matter is, I'm very lucky to be in this position, stress-free. I'm walking home to walk the dog. and then I'm off for the day. And all I have to do is just come up with ways of occupying myself, that's all. Things I want to do, and it's not working in the garden or painting a fence or... No, it's trying to find ways of entertaining myself, motivating and inspiring myself by maybe watching something or maybe trying to record something. I mean, how lucky is that? That really is a charmed existence. No line on the horizon. Yeah. Take a big, deep breath of freedom. And control your mind. Because your mind can gallop away with you like wild horses. That's why you gotta control it. Don't let it fuck you up. Like it seems to try to do from time to time when, dreadful thoughts come in. And instead of dropping them immediately, you try and entertain them, or you get into some kind of court case scenario where you're defending yourself when there's absolutely no reason to even have the scenario playing. You can just flick the switch, throw out the thought, say to yourself, what am I doing with this thought? What am I doing to myself? This isn't helpful. This thought of a possible, what could go wrong and everything else, that's not good. You don't need to deal with that. I'm not walking over the last few days, weeks. Cool, the weather's been so nice. I've been able to walk home from the Connemara every lunchtime. And practice using these recorders. I'm going to have to come up with a way of filing away all these things nicely on some kind of a storage device. I didn't give the date today, did I? It's the 12th. Oh. We've got us a little puppy. Bonjour.
Elle est super sympa. Bonjour à tout le monde. Viens ici à la voiture. Regarde-le vers toi là. Accroupi.
Il y a deux voitures.
Il y a deux voitures.
Oui.
C'est la phase éducative, on va y arriver.
Attention la voiture. Lovely dog. Little Jack Russell pup. some more people I hadn't seen before. Wow, it's really hot now. I need to put on my hat to not to keep away the wind, but to keep the sun off my head. What was I saying? Yeah, I enjoyed all these walks. My mouth is slowly improving day by day, and that strange kind of feeling of tension or numbness is kind of slowly starting to disappear, and that's great, because I had that dental thing. I had that dental stuff going on for months, from August 2019 all the way up to, what was it, February 2020, half a year. I even had the kind of nasty experience of having to wear the little denture from 15 years ago. It was just as bad as I remembered. Tractor. Land is being plowed here. I don't know what they're going to grow. We're having more and more lavender all over the place. Just the thought just struck me. In the old days I used to write on notebooks, and there was always this desire to capture the moment and also to vent. So the fact that I enjoy the audio recording, it's not really a surprise. I've gotten rid of the notebook and the pen for this form, which is, it's kind of similar in some ways. I could always take one of these recordings, and if I had some SimCity taped without any commentary, I could just stick one of these recordings onto it. That would be interesting. Trying to clear my throat. Buongiorno. I'm sure this happens every year. We get a fantastic spell of weather in February at some point. It goes on for a couple of weeks. And you really think, my God, it's like we're just about to hit the summer. But then when March comes, weather changes back to its more normal conditions and it gets cold and windy and the temperature drops. And it stays like that till the end of April. And then you've got kind of the proper spring coming in May. It really is all fine to me though. I just enjoy every month. If the snow was coming down now like a blizzard and I was walking in a foot of snow and everywhere was white, I'd be just as happy. So, what am I something else I want to get off my chest. It's the thought of the going to America. As soon as I said it to Pam on a WhatsApp message this morning, a little sense of stress came with it. And I thought, oh boy, this is going to lead to tension. You know, how does one organize something like this? And I don't want to let Flo have to do everything. It's funny, in other areas I've become very relaxed and more fete, Nietzsche says. I don't mind if it gets busy. I don't mind if we have no customers. But in the same way that Flo, when she's trying to get somewhere and she's running late, it becomes something very difficult for her to handle with me. Kind of serious traveling creates stress in me. And yet I'd really like to get to America, especially Santa Monica. It's where all the actors live. I mean, it's where all the actors used to live. It looks like an absolutely beautiful place. You would need to go much more than Santa Monica and around that area. I mean, that would do for 2 weeks or whatever. That would be a good holiday. Maybe I should say that to Flo. I think we've been thinking too big. In terms of this first trip, we've been like, oh, we should hire a car and travel for like hundreds and hundreds of miles across America. Or take trains and planes and try and get to New York and then go back through the Midwest. You know, it's too much. Hello, horses. We should just maybe do something simple. Enjoy. Something simple. I like that. That would make it easier. I was thinking. I don't want to do this now because I'm recording myself, but normally in moments like this I will start almost rehearsing the conversation I'm going to have with Flo. I'll say it to myself a few times. I won't do it this time. if I'm going to walk with Tuka, I'm not going to need this this jacket for the first time. I'm going to be able to go and just the jumper. That's not really a jumper. I'm wearing some kind of an Adidas hoodie thing, which I think it was left behind in the Connemara. I can't imagine I'd buy one of these. Flo went to the laser cosmetic treatment place yesterday. She's now got looks like 5 or 6 birthmarks all over her face from the treatment. It might take a few days to heal up. Of course, that needs to be mentioned. If I was writing stuff down in a notebook, I'd certainly mention that. It's part of the times. Had a good AA meeting yesterday. And I taped it and listened to it later on. Then I deleted the recording. Today is Wednesday, the 12th of February. Cadbury. February. 2020. I've been kind of contemplating the passage of time. Listened to, and I'm glad I managed to record a Terry Wogan Wake Up with Wogan episode from December 2002. And when I say 2002 and when I see it written down, it doesn't seem that long ago. Although when I look at my notebooks, that really scrawly drunk writing from 2000 and 2000 and, well, I've seen one or two from 2000 when I'm in Reddy's or when I'm really drunk with Shawnee in the house. That all seems like a long time ago. But the bizarre thing on paper, 2002 doesn't seem that long ago. I was trying to think is maybe the psychological effect of just the modern look of writing down 2, 0, anything. Bonjour. You know, 2002 and now it's 2020. It's the same as saying 1982 to the year 2000, but that seems like, that just somehow seems like a much greater passage of time from 82 to 2000 than from 2002 to 2020. I can't quite get my head around how different the perception of both equal time spells are. 1982, I was just doing my intercert. I mean, I was really in the midst of Mr. Spring and Dennis O'Grady, Sean Maloney, getting ready for the Intercert, which was like this big deal. And I was in 3A3. And I liked it, I really did.
Vous êtes le coin plus ou moins?
Pardon?
Je cherche le mât de l'Aubade, vous savez ce que c'est?
Le quoi?
Mât de l'Aubade, vous avez dit.
Désolé.
Pas grave.
Mad de la Bad. I can play that back to Flo. You should understand what that means. What was I saying? 82. Yeah, my God. I was 16, 17, 18, 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A mere 16-year-old. I think that was around the time I may have hurt my wrist. It's bizarrely the same wrist. Or was it this one? Was it the right or the left? I can't remember. It would have been the time of Claire Kennedy and this Martina Summers. But at 16 I hadn't started drinking yet. Maybe, I'm not sure I even smoked. And all I was worried about was trying to study and get good results, God knows why. And sex was just a thought in my mind. I seriously wasn't aware of all the different ways. Completely innocent. No porn on your computer back then. And I never had a means or a way to get a hold of any pornographic magazines or anything. '82. They will have been still going to Mass at that point. But then you move that up to 18 years later, 2000. Watching the new year come in a fucking dreadful way, really. I hate to say it, you know, but I have to. It was all bleak. As I was saying to Flo yesterday, I don't hold anything from the or at least very little from the London days special. I have no nostalgia for it at all, because it was all kind of rubbish. It was all just alcohol. Shawnee treated me well and she looked after me, and there was obviously some feelings there, and we had a good sex life. It was nice to be with someone that really, you know, appreciated the whole sexual part of it. She really was as kind of turned on about things as I was. So that was good. But through no fault of Shawnee or anybody, there was no mobility in that situation. There was no chance of any improvement. It was a kind of existing in an alcoholic state, really. Working in the video shop, which again was it was just just a job. I mean, there's not much to say about it. At times it was chronically boring. A lot of times. But the difference between 82 and that, 2000, all the changes that have happened in between, maybe that's why these time periods seem so, they're perceived so differently. You know, from 82, I had a lot. My dad died. I went to London for the first time. I came back. I took part in about 3 sugar factory campaigns. I went back to London. I worked in a china shop. I met Claudia. We had a long distance relationship. We met up in St. Stephen's Road. We went to Argyle Road. I worked in a record shop called Our Price. I joined the Questers Amateur Theatre. First time someone from, well, for me it was really a big deal, and it's kind of not surprising. I found all that difficult coming from my background. I mean, I really had no idea about any idea about drama, improvising and letting yourself go and trying to play a character and trying to learn lines. It was just, that was not something they covered in my schooling. But that was quite exciting. In fact, the Questers times are probably some of the best periods there. I think being in the Questers, living in Argyle Road in a sense, because I was quite happy and healthy, I think, at those early days in the Questers. And there was this great sense that you could do anything, or that it was inevitable that I was going to go on to become this great successful actor or something. I was going to be somebody. People would recognize me when I would go into a bar and all this kind of crazy magical idealism when you're in your kind of just turned 20 and you believe hook, line and sinker in all the new age shit that's floating around. I used to go to the shop in Camden, which again, for somebody coming from Carlow, this is really exciting stuff. This shop had just like walls and walls of books on everything, shamans and mediums and aliens and superpower and super consciousness. So much stuff. So all that with smoking and drinking and thinking, wow, there's nothing you can do about the fact that at that age I was really unmade. I hadn't developed any kind of a critical sense, and I was really, I don't know how to put it, naive and innocent and no sense of the practical, you know. No sense of being able to take myself aside and say, you know, you can't do this particular thing. You're not going to ever be standing on a stage reciting Shakespeare because it's too difficult. You don't really have the capacity, and most importantly of all, you don't fucking like doing this. I never had the capacity. You know, there were so many times in the Questers and later as well that I absolutely hated what I was doing, but for some reason I didn't feel I had a choice, you know. It went on for so long. It was like working in the Corals, the betting shop. I can't understand how I stayed there 6 months, honestly. I should have left after about a week. And I should have said, I'm sorry, Floyd, when I go on the door, we'll do it. I'm not working there. I stuck it out for 6 months and it was fucking hell. I was working with an absolute bastard. Well, that's maybe unfair, but a very difficult guy who had he had a heart, but he was difficult to work with. A guy from Newcastle or something, can't remember was it Andy? But still at the time of the Questors there was that golden sense that, you know, I could do anything. There was a certain confidence there. Something kind of snapped halfway through the drama centre. I don't know whether I think it was smoking too much. And it kind of shook me up for quite a while after, really. What I was going to say is, this is always, it's a huge fantasy of mine. It would be, God, if I could go back to those days in the Questors. Would be like I am now, psychologically. But with that 22-year-old body, but have the mind I have now. And, okay, there's something in this that's waking up in Argyle Road with Claudia might be actually a bit of a nightmare instead of a wonderful fantasy when you play it through. It's not really that good after all, but and I might still find myself not being able to do things that might turn out to be hugely frustrating. But let's say I don't, let's say I play this fantasy out in my head, which is that I go back to Questors 1987 or something, and it's the very first class, and let's say we're doing that scene, Look Back in Anger, that I did. Has anybody watched another person die? I do that again. Only this time only acting is like I've got all this experience from studying Burt Lancaster and Steve McQueen and reading about people's approach and thinking of Anthony Hopkins, and I've got all that in my mind, and I'm looking around and I'm young as well. I've got this beautiful red hair, and I'm aware that, which I probably was then as well, but I'm aware that I'm a pretty cool looking guy in this class, you know. And so I do the scene. I can't remember how it went now, but I know there's some sadness. There's also some anger in the scene. You don't know, and you never will. You never will. But I do it again effortlessly, absolutely effortlessly. It's just like I think you kind of are this character. You've got the anger and the experience. You just basically have to remember the lines, and even if you don't remember all the lines, fucking ad-lib it. And I do it, and it's like so fucking easy. And the thing about acting, crazy thing about acting, like Matthew McConaughey will probably vouch for, the more relaxed you are, the better you come across. Stress and all that is just a killer to everything, including acting. The more laid back you are, the more ready you are for someone to give you some criticism and all the rest, the better. So I do it, and I'm like, wow, it's so easy. And people clap, because in Questors people clap for everything. And then I sit down and I got a young Michael Moylan and I got a beautiful young Georgina. And I got that American girl. And I got her who was very competitive. And I may be thinking about sex, and I may not. And I may be thinking how to try to use the time better. God, what would I do if I was in that situation? Could I ever get myself in a situation like that again? I had that opportunity a year or two ago. I was contemplating actually going back to some drama school in Dublin, I believe. Damn it, where are the 7 Thai Spice? Going back to drama school in Dublin. Because I'd still love to go and do all that again with absolutely no pressure. Just seriously, as we finish the Connemara, and I just, let's say, give myself 1 solid year off just to do all this stuff. And I spend, even if it's a couple of £1,000 doing the course, and I don't stay in Carlow. I find a place to stay because I want to be kind of single. Hello, Tuco. You know. Yeah. Wouldn't that be something? You little monkeys. You're there for a while, aren't you? Allez, out have you, little fella. Oh, it's my boy. I thought you'd want to run out the door to have a pee-pee. Allez, allez. Hey, the great thing about recording like this is that there's no cables. Just take the thing off, put it on the desk. That's it. Just kind of assume the battery is. I think the battery is fine. At these things, the battery lasts for hours and hours. Yeah, so, man, I tell you, the thought of all that drama, and today is sunny and beautiful, it's really got me going. Just the notion of that. I just find it very inspiring or something, as a thought exercise. Oh, I had that thing here all the time. I had my other cable. I found a way to record voice on my poker phone after all. Hello, little fella. You and me are going to go for a lovely walk soon. But first, I would like to just sit down for a moment. But don't you worry, because as I sit down, you, my doggy friend, are going to get one of these beautiful treats. Used to give something similar to poor Fiona. God, I miss that cat. You ready? You like these, don't you? Your tail is wagging. Oh, over there. Up. There's a little bit more. Now, what about me? What can I use to get some energy? What have we got here? How about we just some broccoli? Do we have a little bit of cheese here? Let's not bother with the cheese. Let's oh, we've got some potatoes here as well. They have to be used soon. They're going to be fried with the broccoli. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe I should get Flo to... I should ask Flo to bring me back something to eat. Let's see. What? I got to go. I got another one for it. Oh God, I gotta stop talking like that. That's been recorded, Duke. I'm gonna sound like a complete fucking idiot. There you go. Boy. He loves it. Loves those things. Yeah. Let's try caller. I'm gonna try call Flo. Hello, are you picking this up? Just trying to call Flo right now, okay? We'll be right back after these messages from our suppliers. Sponsors. Sorry.
Yes?
Hello? Oh, hello. I've got some potatoes here and broccoli. I was wondering, have you gone shopping yet?
Avec pas fini, chef. Nous connaît avant de bricomarché à 29 Carrefour.
Okay, could you get some fish fingers or something? Just something to eat tonight?
Okay.
Fin-
Yes, for tonight, yeah, of course.
Fingus, fish fingers.
What?
Fingus, they're called. Fingus, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just something simple, and I can fry the potatoes with the broccoli and the fish fingers and some peas.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm bringing Tuco for a walk.
Okay.
Okay.
See you. See you later.
See you later. Bye. Okay. What are we going to do? We're going to go for a walk, Tuco, you and me. Not kind of immediately, if that's okay. If I could just finish this. If I could just finish the Red Bull. Have a look at something. And I'm just keeping this thing recording. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the cushion beside me. And then Tuco's gone downstairs. 3:30. I hope I can go for a walk without any hunters or anything. Normally at this time I like to check out the news. Check out the Sky News.
From Manchester in New Hampshire. And Amanda, does this mean we've finally got a front runner?
Oh God, what's this bullshit?
I'd say we're way off that yet. I think this crowded
America.
field is definitely evolving, but it still presents lots of questions for the Democrats. So it was a pretty narrow lead for Bernie Sanders. I was at his victory party last night, and I think his following, in terms of their dedication and passion for Bernie Sanders, is probably the closest you're going to get to the nature of Donald Trump's following in terms of its loyalty and the fact that he commands that. It's unwavering, and it is very, very strong and very powerful. They felt very buoyed by what happened last night. They were never in any doubt that Bernie Sanders could do this. It was interesting though, when Pete Buttigieg came on the screen at that party, a lot of Bernie Sanders supporters booed him. That gives you a sense of the divide within the party. So Bernie Sanders, self-proclaimed democratic socialist, is a progressive candidate. He wants revolution. Not everybody wants revolution, and there is a concern among Democrats that those crucial Rust Belt states might not like his message, and that is what Pete Buttigieg, who is a more moderate candidate, is banking on.
He won't win,
second,
tell you now.
second, so a very good night for him. But he was followed in a very surprise result by Amy Klobuchar, also a moderate. So what you have is, yes, a progressive candidate out front two former favourites in this race, Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden, had a really poor night, so they're going to be asking big questions about where their campaigns are
All right,
going.
Tuco.
Joe Biden didn't even go to his
Wanna
party
go out
in New
for a
Hampshire
walk?
last night. He wants to move on.
Wanna go out and see
to
the
those
rabbits?
more
The
diverse
Lappa.
states, because his fellow moderates, Pete Buttigieg and Amy Klobuchar, do have problems with attracting non-white
You can tell,
voters. So
Tuco.
things are still open when you actually
He
look
really
at the
wants to
path
go.
ahead, and it's really going to take time for this to evolve and for a real front runner to
doggy body
emerge. But
language
there is
tells you all.
definitely a
Tells you it
growing
all.
sense among Democrats that Bernie Sanders could be the man. When you speak to his supporters, they all use the same words. They use the words that he is consistent, that he is honest, and they like his message. It hasn't changed for years, and people really like that. They also think he could go on the offensive to beat Donald Trump. And every Democrat you talk to here in New Hampshire, that is the top of their list when it comes to their priorities, carving out somebody who is strong enough to defeat Donald Trump. Now, there are other people who didn't really feature in New Hampshire. Billionaire Mike Bloomberg, he is creeping up the polls. He has been reaching Americans not necessarily by shaking hands in these early states, but by TV advertising. He's put hundreds of billions of dollars into that, and it seems to be
Billions?
having an
You
impact.
kidding me?
So, we are 2 states in, 98% of delegates
Every now and
needed
again,
to
these
win the
people use the
nomination,
wrong
still up
words.
for grabs, but it is certainly evolving, and it really is about faith at the moment, about someone having that backing by winning these early states that gives Democrats the faith to say, okay, this is our guy.
Okay, there's a long way to go yet. Amanda, thank you.
There's a long
More
way
now
to
on the government's
Tipperary.
plans to give the regulator Ofcom new powers to hold social media giants to account over harmful online content. Now, the regulator will monitor technology firms like Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat and Twitter, which have all largely been self-regulated. I'm joined now by John Carr, former government advisor on online child safety and chair of the Children's Charities Coalition for Internet Safety. Good afternoon to you.
Hi there.
And it feels like there's a real culture shift happening.
Oh yeah, I mean, this government's definitely got the message. Things have been unsatisfactory for a long time. If I had £1 for every time an internet company had said, we're sorry we got this wrong, we really take this question of protecting children and our users very
You'd have about
seriously, I'd probably
£40.
be sailing in my yacht in the Bahamas.
I don't think so.
The government have said no, this has got to end, we have to have a big change in the way we approach these questions, and we're going to get serious.
Companies like Facebook and TikTok and all the like say they self-regulate. Where are the gaps that Ofcom can pick up on? What are they not doing?
Well, here's the thing. Because
Here's the
these
thing.
companies have
Let me be
consistently
clear about
and
this.
persistently refused to open the books, we have no idea, and by that I mean the government has no idea, Ofcom has no idea exactly what they are doing to protect their users. We hear what they say, we hear them say time and time again, we take this problem very seriously, but they never open the books, they never let anybody look. So Ofcom's crucial power, and I emphasise, I think this is probably the single most important thing.
I'm gonna turn that off, and I'm gonna go out with Tuco. The question is now, how can I? You see, I can tie the phone here like this onto my strap here, but the mic. Well, the mic is pointing down now. So, I guess it's picking up something. I can't be 100% sure. Anyway, I don't care if it doesn't pick up. I've already picked up quite a bit. Now I'm gonna go out and bring my trail cam with me, and we're gonna try and find a nice place to put it, aren't we, Tuco? Nice place to put the trail cam. You ready, fella? Okay, so if I walk, is this little thing going to be jumping around because again that might affect the sound. So maybe if I tie it up the other one. That's better. I'm gonna go back because it's kind of bizarre to say it, but I need something to keep the sun off my head. My red cap. So now I've got this phone tied up with both little things from my Puma hoodie thingy. And that's it. That's keeping it as stationary as I can. Hello, Tuco. Excuse me. Let's go, Tuco. Let's go for a walk. Allez. Allez. Ah. Just realized Tuco's got his line with him. Where are you going with your line? I'm gonna have to take that off him. Tuco, why did you leave this little fella here for? Okay. Which way shall we go? This is the best way, just straight through the field. This way to go. Allez! Good boy. Allez, it's okay, there's nobody here to go. Nobody here. Good boy. Good boy. Come on. You're in a sprightly humor, huh? I would like to keep talking a bit about the idea of going back in time. I find that so inspiring. The idea of it. But like I said earlier, of course, it may also be terrible to wake up in, I don't know what the number was, 217 or something, Argyle Road, and I wake up in that bedroom with Claudia, and I think, oh man, what do I do here? I'm here. And it may turn out that even though I've got the mind and the psychology of a 54-year-old, it may prove useless. I may find myself not actually able to do anything anyway, whether I'm... But if I stick to the just if I stick to the Questers scenario. That would definitely be so much better. I wouldn't be drinking, one thing. If I was like this and I'm less stressed and I'm able to let go of myself a bit more, and I'm able to have a sense of humor about making a fool of myself, because that's really what you need. If I could then be really relaxed when we're doing improvisations and stuff. And if in a scene I have to kiss Georgina, I could kiss Georgina and just enjoy the process instead of being all shy and inhibited by everything. That'd be great. And then I could play the scenes that David Emmett gave us. And if I thought I can do something good with some scenes, I would. And if I thought some scenes I don't know what to do with this, then I could ask David Emmett. That'd be great too, because he was a really nice guy. It'd be great to sit down with David Emmett and say, God, this Chekhov scene where I have to go away to the Jew and I'm not coming back, it's boring to me. I can't get any energy into it. It's like a non-entity scene, you know. Maybe he knows he's not coming back and that's it, he's saying goodbye, but it'd be great to work like that, you know. What else did we do there? The acting, when we had to work together with other people. You pick other people and you do a scene. God, that could be so much fun. You have to do a scene and you have some script that you have to incorporate into the scene. I'm sure I could come up with really interesting stuff. I could go crazy with the science fiction side of things. Or I could do someone receives news which is incredibly important. Wow, good boy. You alright? Look at that. That's a lot of shit, huh? Excuse me, I just forgot about the fact I'm recording. Tuco had an impressive movement. Never thought that seeing your dog have a good shit was going to be like something to be happy about. There's a wave of excitement goes through me thinking about these scenarios, and I have to ask myself, I wonder what that means. Because obviously I can't go back, but it doesn't mean I can never be in that situation again. There's, little drama groups all over the place. There's a terrible problem with language here, I guess. Just kind of wonder, could I not? Nah. I was going to say, could I not give it a crack in France in the French language? I just couldn't. I wouldn't understand what was being said, I don't think. Is there not some American schools in X that do stuff like that? Could I not take the train there and do 2 classes a week or something? Because the wave that comes over me when I think about these things is really, it's the kind of energy and enthusiasm and excitement I just don't have about anything else. And it's not even about making any career as such, it's about just being able to. It's almost like doing something to the potential that I've always known I had but could never utilize, and now at this stage I feel I could. Where are we going to put? Ooh, where's the rabbits, Tuco? Where's Ulalapa? Where am I going to put this because didn't work very well last time, did it? I didn't really see anything. Who's down there? Who's down there? That's where the badger lives, maybe. I think I'm gonna put it. Whoops! Put it here somewhere. Well, that's very visible. I don't want it to be too visible, do I? Don't want it to be too visible, Tuco, huh? I want to see our house. This is a lovely spot, but it's very open. Anybody walks through here, they are going to see it. But it's a perfect spot. If you're walking on the path, would you see it? I don't know. This one here is. This is actually where I had it the last time. I think. But the next tree over here, is there a gap here? Well, you've got a tree right in front of you. Oh, stop. What's wrong, Tuco? What's wrong with you? Is that it? Ali? Something on your paw? Ali, you okay? I think it was just the stick. And a little pea. So let's move across here. I'm moving to the south. Moving southwards. Is that right? Looking south? No, not really. South is here. North is there. Obviously, it's where the sun goes down, isn't it? I'm moving westward. I'm moving westward. I'm looking for a spot. There's nothing here. These twigs. And then come all the way over here. This is a big opening. How about here somewhere? How about here somewhere, Tuco? On this tree. Looking this way. I like this spot. I like this spot. Now I like it even more. Okay. Let's do the job here. It's slightly off the... It's slightly off the track. So I'm going to turn on the camera. Red light's flashing, that means it's about to come on. This is a big trunk, and I think that's slightly, let's move it over a bit here, it's there. Is it going to be too high to catch anything? I don't know. To be honest, the one thing that I've come to believe about these trail cams is that you're very unlikely to catch very much of anything. 9 times out of 10 9 times out of 10 I'll have nothing. The motion sensor won't even have been triggered, except maybe 2 or 3 times. But I don't mind, I'm just easy about it. What I like here is that it's got a view on our house and the mountains behind and the blue sky. And it'd be nice if something triggered it during the course of the day, so that this is what I have to do at some point. I have to try and get the time lapse to work. We need to get the time lapse to work, Flo. I mean, we need to get the time lapse to work, Tuco. Allez! Let's go. Let's leave it there. Pretty good, huh? I may have put it there before. It is almost directly across from the tree, and it's on a big tall tree in the middle. Allez, Tuco, let's go this way. It gives me a sense of excitement thinking about that amateur drama stuff like that. And I think it's because I finally feel, somebody once said he's got potential, I finally feel I can do something with it now. And I mean, really thoroughly enjoy it. You know? Good boy. Good boy. Allez! Let's go this way. I know where I want to go. Stop nudging my foot, Tuco. Well, run ahead. Run ahead like a dog should. Allez. Allez. Find the lapin. Maybe I'm just fooling myself. I just have this thought that if I was in a group of people now, different ages and stuff, and we were asked to do very simple scenes, or we were involved in improvisations, or this time, you know, we had to wear leotards or we had to wear shorts, and I had to go, you know, just the shorts. I'd be able to do all that now. I couldn't really do it at the time. I was too shy, too inhibited. And now I could, and the challenge of getting a piece of text and working with somebody else and trying very hard to create something that is real, some reality in it. So rehearsing it, trying to get the lines down, you know, making sure it's not necessarily Shakespeare, but something I can get my head around. And then doing it in front of the class as an exercise. Trying to just not rehearse it to death, but do it quite a bit so that you're comfortable with it, and then you let what happens. And then you talk about how you feel. You talk about what you think worked and what you think didn't work. and you're completely honest, and you've got the. I didn't have enough in me, I think, back then, to express things, to know about things. Now I've got a better faculty. A better faculty. To go. Hi, good boy. Allez. I've got a better faculty. So maybe I could make decent points. I could ask decent questions, I don't know. And maybe it would lead to doing other things, like I'd be asked to direct something. To stand there with two people and try and get something real out of them, especially if they're going over the top or under the top or whatever. To go. Wait. Good boy. Wait. We're going to go around the corner, aren't we? To the usual spot. There's a woman up ahead. I think it's a woman. They were walking and now it's like they're down picking something off the ground or something. Or they're hiding. I don't know, they kind of disappeared from the path. It's just a person on her own, no dog or anything I can see. Let's go this way, Tuco. We're going to try and get around that woman. Wow, today's beautiful. This is the first day in months and months I'm not wearing any jacket, just remembered. Just wearing my Puma thing. I'm kind of dressed the way you would be in, maybe not the middle of the summer, because it might be a bit much, but I'm dressed like it were spring. Allez, Tuco. Up. Darn. I'll have a drink. Let's go over this way. I got some person standing right in the middle of the fucking riverbed ahead of me. This is where it gets uncomfortable for me, because if Tuco sees that person, he's going to go charging after them like a madman, barking like some kind of possessed dog, and that just it's not fun. Because you have to be aware that not everybody is animal lovers, and it may be a bit intimidating to some people. These are the things I'm aware of. So I'm marching the opposite direction now. I'm heading west. Why did I ever think this was south? So it's so fucking obvious it's west. I mean, I can actually see the sun literally going down in front of me. Couldn't be more west. Tuco, where are you? Can't see you. Ah, there you are. Good boy. Good boy. Wow. Right. Let's go the other way. Let's go up this way. No rabbits here. It's an interesting thought, that whole, I've been going on about this now for an hour or more. This fantasy first to say, oh, if I could go back to the questers of the late 80s and be psychologically the way I am now, how much more fun would I have had? And how much more social and everything else, and not needing to drink, friendly. How many more interesting questions would I have asked? Because when I was doing stuff, I don't think I ever asked the question. I looked upon everything as a fucking performance. It's a shame, you know. I always remember what Louise Rhea said to me and Nash, something Nash. She said, "It's not a performance, guys." And we all said, "Yeah, I know, but fuck, did we ever think it was anything but a performance?" Fucking stupid, so stupid. That's what I mean about. That's why I feel I didn't really get much out of the whole thing like I should have. And if I had the chance again, what was I going to say? Yeah, this is a good area to learn a bit about how you become more aware of yourself as time goes by. So I had this fantasy, and then I thought to myself, wow, don't go near there, Tuco. That's fucking serious water here. It really looks like a proper river, this spot. Don't go in there, Tuco. That looks like a strong current. Beautiful looking, crystal clear water at the moment. You can see all the stones underneath. Beautiful. Sometimes it's mucky, but not today. Yeah, so, and then I was thinking, I'd have got to go back, blah blah blah, and then I said, you know, just because you can't go back doesn't mean you can't have a shot at this again. And so I get to find something that it's that inner voice, perhaps. It's that something telling me this really is the way you should go. There may be nothing of a career in it or anything, but it really is something your heart is telling you to do. It is something that your instinct and your intuition is kind of pointing out to you. It's saying you should follow up on this somehow. You should try and take some time out, even if it's like just it's almost like some training course. It's like a holiday. There's no big picture to it. You just want to go and experience it. In fact, the more holiday and the more leisurely it is, the better it'll be, because there's no pressure. And yeah. Tuco, don't run away. I need to have a pee. Probably picked up the noise of the pee, because that's the direction the microphone is pointing. Who knows, it may well be when the Connemara is sold. And, you know, it's your choice, it's your money, it's your life. If you really feel the need to find a place to go and do something for 6 months, I say 6 months, because that kind of just it's the first period of time that seems kind of right. 6 months, maybe it'd be longer than 6 months. Maybe it'd be a full 3-term thing. But if it's something that's almost coming through your subconscious, coming through as intuition, then you should definitely follow it. If it creates that kind of excitement in you that you experienced about an hour ago, And it's got to be the right thing, because there really isn't anything that creates excitement in me. And let's be aware of the fact when I do a YouTube video, when I'm in the process of doing something like that and I'm uploading it, just how good I feel. It's like at those moments I feel this stuff is good to do. This gives me a kick. This is like a shot of whiskey, you know, in a nice, positive, creative way. Wow, this is the spot here, Tuco, huh? I've arrived at the kind of the end of our walk, where we go across to the electric pylon. And many a time here we had to go across pieces of wood because there was water here, and now it's bone dry. It's bone dry and all the wood is completely gone. You'd never know that there was a time there was a little stream there and there was a bridge across it. And now we're going toward that electrical pylon. This is normally as far down the river that we go. And this is the first time I've been here for months. And it's changed. Wow. It's very, very empty looking. There were some pallets here, they're all gone. I just see one left. And there was lots of other things here, they're gone as well. I don't know whether a tractor has come through here and kind of plowed up the land a little bit or something. Yeah, I like to do little sketches, and I like listening to people talking about acting, and I like the beauty and the classicism of old movies and old brilliant performances. And I'm also interested in time, and so trying to create an artificial moment of time with two people saying lines that are not theirs. The whole thing appeals to me. And actually another thought comes to mind. After Drama Centre, there was one brief spell when I was with another Fitzgerald. I can't remember his first name. Oh boy, he was in the Questers, and he helped set up the kind of Anglo-Irish theatre in the Drayton Court pub by Steeling. And we did 3 plays. And I was in them all. I had small parts in each of them. And I think I did okay. It's hard to tell those things looking back. It's hard to be objective. The safest bet would be in any of those cases to say that you're pretty crap. Because then you can only go up. But I remember one morning getting up. Where was I living? Could have been living with Claudia, I'm not sure. But I remember jumping out of bed and saying to myself, wow, I've never experienced a sensation of when the alarm goes off and you cannot wait to get to where you're going, because you cannot wait to do what it is you're going to do. In my case, it was rehearsals. Because at that, it was just that brief spell, I felt very confident about what I was doing. And having someone like, God, what was his name? He was a friend of mine, so he was a director. That was cool, you know. it's like a one-off. I have no problem really getting up now. I mean, I don't mind getting up to go to the Connemara, but it's not exactly with the sense of excitement and enthusiasm, you know. I'm looking forward to getting in to listen to the Irish news and have a coffee. I mean, it's nice. But at that moment, it was the first time in my life, other than when I was getting up as a kid Christmas morning, or getting up as a kid knowing we were about to set off on holiday. That was the first kind of adult moment of getting up and really just loving it. So again, there's a hint there that, you know, when it was going well, when you liked doing what you were doing, when you were relaxed in it, when you were confident, there was nothing better for you than just rehearsing and trying to get something out of the lines. I have to work on that. It comes from somewhere good. And Flo keeps going on about her yoga and wanting to go to an ashram. I think I should push Flo to go to the ashram, and I should push myself to find some kind of a course somewhere for even, let's say to start with, it's really just a month, and then go to London or go to Dublin and do it. No strings attached, no pressure. Just seriously out there to enjoy yourself. To be able to stand up and let go. Maybe it's a sense of, I don't want to say drawing a line, because there's a hope in me that this would open the door to something else. I can't help that. But when I say something else, it doesn't necessarily have to be a career. Something else, it might be, you should do this or that, or, you know, we're putting together a student production and we need somebody to help out with this or that. I mean, just lead somewhere else after the Connemara. I'm still reasonably young. I've never thought of it like that before. Oh boy, this wind is probably sounding pretty bad on the mic. But I've always thought, I don't know what to do after the Connemara. What could I possibly do? You see, that whole area is something I could do. But you just have to, I can go all the way back to being about 18 again, meeting that woman. And she said, you've got to put yourself in that place. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you just have to put yourself in the place with those people, with that industry, that type of job. Because obviously nothing's going to come about where you are here. But it really generates some energy in me. I remember the last time as well. There was one time in the Drama Centre when it was absolutely fantastic, and that was the Nietzsche Project. Tuco, stay there. What's in that bag? Stop. What's in that bag? Sit. Bonjour. Allez, let's go. Bizarre. There's a bike coming toward me, and I really thought there was a child riding the bike. I was looking behind to see where's the parents. And then as the bike got closer and closer, it's someone wearing those reflector vests, you know, the yellow ones. But as it got closer, there's this old man with a grey beard on the bike. It's kind of the opposite of what I thought was like a young 6-year-old girl or something. It's weird. Maybe that was a ghost. Maybe there's no man on a bike at all. Maybe that's why Tuco didn't react. Now I'm looking back like a fool to see, will this bike come out of the... Ah, there it is. No, it's real. I've just seen him again. He's gone around the corner. Yeah, there was that one time in the drama centre and we were doing the Nietzsche project, and I was just... Man, it's the first time I had read this guy, and he just took me out of myself. And we were working on some stuff with the group I was with, and I was just so in charge of this project. I remember standing there and everybody, and I had all the ideas, I had it all kind of figured out what to do. And I was like, we should do this, we should try and do this. I was so inspired and fired up for it. And it was contagious. I could see people around me were getting excited about it as well. And it was that moment I was doing something that I liked it so much that you just completely forget about, in a sense, you forget about the inhibitions and you forget about any kind of stress, whatever. It was like playing football in the tar when you're just completely carried away in the group. But you're also kind of giving the direction to the group. And we did that one morning, and we got all this wine in because, hey, it was Dionysus and Apollo. Why not? It had to have wine. And I drank wine as well. I drank a bottle of wine that morning. And I think we were giving wine out to the class. It was probably a very good morning for them as well. And I made a speech, and I played the music from where he was there, and it was like, wow, I just had a good time. So maybe I know what I'd like to do, and it's not like I haven't looked on the internet before. I have done. I actually got quite close to enlisting in a course in Dublin. I actually was on a Skype telephone call with the director, and I'd sent her an audition, my own speech, and she was all ready and set to take me immediately for the course. Now, whether that's because there just isn't anybody else applying because it's about $2,000 for the term or something, or, and I think it's probably more to do with this, I was older and they really wanted older people. Older people would be easier to work with, easier to teach, that have more life experience. And when she said, and I could get you a job, no problem, because there's a shortage of these, and that may have been true as well. You'd get a job in television. Let's go over here. Let's go across. Let's go back to where we came. That was a long walk, wasn't it, Tuco? See, I find myself quite excited about thinking about a career like that. And maybe it's just stupid dreaming and fantasy. But to be in a situation, let's say you were doing a job somehow, I'm working in a, I don't know, on a bar, not a bar, no, God, no, not a bar. Let's say I'm working somewhere or other, it's a small kind of Amazon place and I'm just packing boxes, I don't know. I'm sorting stuff out. I'm doing something that's easy. I'm earning some money that way. And on the side, I'm delving into all the other stuff. I've done the course. That woman is, she's, what's the phrase? She's hitched me up, or she's introduced me to some people from RTE, from, you know, making the television stuff. And so I've also got some auditions and stuff I can do. No sign of flow yet. Yeah, some auditions and stuff. And so I'm not really, because I'm not dreaming about anything huge anymore. I'm just thinking, wow, wouldn't it be fun to be on a set doing the show, and I've just got this straightforward fucking simple thing to do, and there's no nerves anymore. I'm like, oh, this is great. The guy comes in, I have to give him some information. I ask people about the whole scene, the whole thing. You know, what's happening, who's this, have you watched the show? Okay, I'll watch 2 or 3 episodes so that I get a feel for it, and then I go and I'm doing a small, just literally a 5-minute part in it. And this time I'm kind of like, how can I put it, I'm just more sensible. I know that this is a show, it's an hour, everybody's watching it because of this and this and that. And when your scene comes on, it's going to be a little bit of intrigue because you've got some information to give, which is important. And you know what people are like when they see people, you know what they're... You try and stand out a little bit. You try and do something that's going to catch the eye or whatever, you know. But you know that your point is simply to say, yeah, I know who you're talking about, he lives there, and his name is, that's pretty much it. That's all you do. That's all you do in it, and so you're ready and prepared, and you're going to do all that. You got like 3 lines. Let's say, for the sake of the fantasy, you're working behind a counter, you're cleaning glasses like every fucking bartender ever does in a movie scene or a television scene. But what's interesting is that scene kind of is going to take all day, and so you got to eat on the truck. Like, you know, like they do. And you're going to hang around and you're going to talk to people. And you're going to see that maybe the top actor's there, you're going to see people. And maybe most of them will be younger than you. But this time you don't have any nerves and you're not kind of dreaming like a kid, you know, you're much more down to earth and practical about the whole thing. You're really just there to enjoy the whole thing. That'd be a cool thing to do, and still have some other job to pay the bills. Boy, oh boy, Tuco, I'm fucking tired now. I'm a bit tired. Are you tired? I saw you yawning. Shall we go back upstairs? Huh? It's nearly dinner time, isn't it? You want to play with the ball? You want to play with the football? The football. Stop. Give me that. Here we go. Maybe just a little bit because don't think I can run. Ready? Here we go. Boy, oh boy, I nearly kicked it out of the fucking garden. That was a terrible kick. That was a terrible kick. Ah, Jesus, Tuco, I can't run after you, I tell you. I can't run after you, really. My legs. I'm gonna leave, crash the ball. Give me the ball. Yeah, I have to go back inside now. I have to go inside, I do. Sorry, Tuco. I've walked all the way home from the Connemara, and then we've had a we had a pretty substantial walk. And now the dogs are all barking, so that's a perfect time to go inside. And Tuco's safely in his garden. And I can leave this door wide open because, hey, it's summer. And I think I'm going to turn this off. Take off the... Let me just check how long have we been talking. It's been 1 hour. Recording 1 hour and 1 hour and 52 minutes. Battery looks fine. It says there's 6 hours if I want it left. But I could go to 2 hours, but I think I'm gonna call it